The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
A man, is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you got to fight to the top, so we can know your story. Now you're a man, man. Now you're a man, man. You are now a man, you're a man. Now you're a male. Live it. What makes a man? Is it the woman in his arms? Just 'cause she has big titties? Or is it the way he fights every day? No, it's probably the titties. Now you're a male. Oh my. Now you're a male. Now you're a male. M-A-N, man. Now you're a male.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Good evening. It's Friday, best day of the week, and it is also time for the men's room. I'm your host, the Appalachian American. We've got a pretty good show lined up for you today, if I do say so myself. And joining me, as always, is Tommy Gunn.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody going?
Get the little clown horn.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're clowning on you. We're clowning on you for your pineapple or lack thereof enjoyment.
Oh, blasphemy.
Whatever. You live your life and don't let the internet tell you what's wrong. Coming up around Superfan Shawhan.
What's going on, everybody? Happy to be here. It's another Friday at the men's room. Time to have some fun. And remember, no matter what, no matter who, it's always Tommy Gunn's fault.
Yep. That man coming in late. It's Channel Dad Brian Late.
Good job.
Oh.
Yeah,
Let's hear some words of wisdom, Late.
Always use a condom.
Hello? Late.
Because you're a man.
Anywho, until Late decides to join us, we were having this wonderful conversation about pineapple on pizza.
Nope. I've tried it multiple times. So you can't say don't knock it until you try it, because I have.
Don't deny it till you try, or what is it?
Don't deny it till you try it.
Don't deny it till you try it.
and that brings us on our topic for tonight. That was one of the things that bugged me.
What in tarnation? What?
Damn.
With
Tommy trying to show off his nose?
Stranger Things, that's all you saw on the pizza was pineapple.
Because pineapple's good.
No, not on pizza. It's great.
It's
I love
really good
pineapple.
on pizza. It's really good. Here's like when you've had it, how did you have it? Like, did you have it cooked? Did you have cooked pineapple?
I ordered it from once from Papa John's and once from Domino's, I think.
Gotcha. Now, see, here's the thing: pineapple doesn't belong on every pizza. It's just a plain fact. Now, I normally don't like pineapple on just any pizza. I like pineapple on my South Caribbean barbecue pizza. Now that is a game changer, my friend.
Just the tomato sauce blending with the pineapple.
Here's where you're wrong there, bucko. There ain't no tomato sauce on my pizza.
Well, you have barbecue sauce. See, I haven't had that, so okay.
See?
But
listen, let me just take you on a flavor journey to Flavor Town. All right? So you get you some crust.
Ride through Flavor Town, baby.
Yeah, you get you some crust. My parents know all about this because they say it's the best. Like, it's really good.
Your mom made the best pizza. When it was it didn't even have meat on it. It was like a vegetable pizza.
No, my mother-in-law, that was the veggie pastry. That wasn't a pizza.
Okay, well,
I mean, I guess it technically is a pie because it's dough, cream cheese, and then vegetables.
Yeah.
But
that was some good stuff.
It is, dude. That is very dank. It's really good. But all right. So you get you some pie crust. All right. Pizza dough, whatever you will, your favorite. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. I like to use a little Sweet Baby Ray's as the sauce, and a thin layer of mozzarella cheese, and then here's where the magic starts happening. Get you some. Man, that cat just raised right up out of your lap, like,
dude. That was funny too. I'm looking at it going, and you're like, and then cat head.
Yeah, but then you take you some pulled pork barbecue, and just kind of sprinkle the shreddings and the juices all over it. Then you take you pineapple chunks and jalapenos, and you cook them together. You stir them up and you get them sauteed, nice and salty in the pineapple juice. It gets it kind of that caramelized texture, and you have little bite-sized chunks of pineapple, and then your jalapeno rings, and they're just sauteing away. Now be careful because this stuff will burn your eyes real bad. Because the cooked jalapenos, man, it'll waft up, it'll burn your eyes real bad. At this point in time, you're gonna want to wash your hands. Don't touch your genitalia, because that'll hurt.
Well, I mean, that might spice it up a little bit, you would think, but
I think it'll spice it in the wrong direction. But
is that what she meant by spice it up, Junior?
But sprinkle that lightly throughout, or however you want it throughout your pizza. Put some more mozzarella cheese on top, because the key to a good pizza is mozzarella cheese on top is like a glue to hold your toppings down.
Yeah.
Put that thing in the oven, 400 degrees for
now.
I don't know, 20 minutes.
Regular or thin crust?
This is going to be kind of it's going to be a cross between thin crust and regular, because it's not going to be super thick, but it's not going to be your traditional thin crust of like a cracker.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna it's gonna have some crust, but it won't be like it won't be super thick crust. But I'm telling you, man, that changed my whole opinion on some pineapple pizza.
All right, but am I wrong? If someone that doesn't like pineapple, like their traditional ham with pineapple pizza,
that's the Canadian pizza, ain't it?
Yeah. But if you don't like it,
I'm sorry, the Hawaiian,
yeah. If you don't like the pineapple, you can't take it off because it's done soaked into it. Like,
right.
You're gonna get the flavor no matter what.
The only thing that would have made Seth's pizza better, because it does sound good, would be fresh mozzarella.
Oh yeah.
Just fresh mozzarella though. No fake mozzarella. The fresh.
Right. I mean, if I have that, I'll use it. But
right. And that's why I'm saying, dude, everything you said was fine, dude. I'm not nitpicking. It's just that, And even if you don't do like the baguettes, like you can get the nice baguette, do the same stuff, do it on a baguette. And I've cooked on a stone on the grill, so then you'll get the nice little smokiness from your grill, dude. Mwah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Chef's kiss. Hey, you guys want to play a game real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
What's gonna happen?
Oh. The kid's gonna try to jump on the back and get thrown off. Is my guess.
I think he's gonna go for it, but lose control and the bike take off on him, and he's gonna end up somewhere that he doesn't want to be.
Holy hell!
Come on, right? I didn't do that. That was him. How you even?
That was him. That was good. That was real
good. He lost control of the bike and ended up somewhere he didn't want to be.
Oh,
I
that's
have
good.
to say that's a winner.
Yes.
What's up, man?
What's up, DL?
Hey.
Had a good stream with him earlier. Thanks again for coming on.
Oh, this is a good one. This is Amber Heard every time Johnny Depp was away from home. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
How has y'all's week been? Anything on? I'm trying to buy some time. Dr. Coffin said he might be a little late.
All right, so I had a good weekend, but I had a great idea for to go towards our intro that I'm still working on. But I need some footage of me and you at your house.
Well, that's going to require you coming to my house.
Yes. Yeah. And I'll tell you more about it. I just didn't want to forget at the end of the show, so stay after and we'll talk about it.
Okay. We shall.
Yeah.
What else? Adam, what have you been up to, man?
Man, it's been crazy. So, like, the septic people came out, and we still don't know where the septic is. They found a lid and everything, but apparently it's to a collapsed tank. So, strike one. So they're bringing a thing that we're going to flush, people. And apparently it has, like, sonar. So once it flushes and goes in the tank, then they'll be scanning for the thing to beep so we can figure out where the fucking damn septic tank is. So that happened today.
Oh, wow.
After the 4th, a year ago on the 4th, I was out there with an axe chopping through a big limb that had fallen previously. And on the 5th of this year, a huge ass tree limb fell twice the size as the other one. So I think that tree over there is trying to fucking kill me by dropping these huge ass limbs and making them bigger and bigger each time. So I have to cut that up now. And then I'm just excitedly waiting for some stuff on eBay to end. I finally got doomed by Amazon. All these stories of packages coming damaged and whatnot. And I ordered and got the Kane figure here, but the box is all tore up. Man.
Oh, man.
So I'm not paying $25 for a fucking no, man.
No.
So they're sending me another one and they're getting this one back. That kind of, I've heard the horror stories, from people and whatnot. I've never had, like, the Undertaker one I got showed up perfectly fine. It was packaged fine. So it's still in box. I'm not opening these.
Yeah.
Yep. That one's going back.
I don't blame you. That sucks.
Yeah. And it's not like I can just go buy these at the stores because, these are the nicer version, the elite version, so it's like, okay, the ultimate elite version. These are $25 to begin with, a little bit of an upper priced toy. So
I think I have an elite, The Rock. Yeah. Hang on. Let me get it real quick.
Yeah. Because they just came out with an ultimate as a matter of a fact, because they basically were doing like, they did Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. Then they did.
Yeah, I got The Rock.
Yeah, nice. Yep, that's the Elite. Yeah. And I've got the Ultimate. They've just released a new Ultimate version of him.
Huh. I got it. It's actually my wife's. She's a rock fanatic.
Well, here's a key. Since she doesn't watch the show, get her the new one because it comes out where he came out with the newer version belt after they got rid of the spinner belt. It's that Rock. Yeah. Back when he went and kicked Cena's ass and took the championship from him. The last championship run the Rock had. It's that figure. It's that time frame.
Speaking of toys, let me show you guys what I scored last Saturday.
Yeah. And I got myself a Magneto. It's funny because I had the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine that I bought a while back. I was telling you about this that one way back. So I got that one. Well, then they have a Magneto that's basically the same line, but it's not because it's just a Magneto in a Marvel package. But on the side, the right corner is Apocalypse's head. So it's funny. So I've got the corner of Apocalypse's head, and then the Wolverine one is all Apocalypse's head. So it matched, even though it wasn't supposed to. It was awesome.
The Independence Day Los Angeles Invasion playset. You guys know.
I am a little video. I seen the video. Yeah.
I am a fanatic for Independence Day. And when I saw this at the basement, I was like, dude, I have to have it. Like, the box was perfect. It goes on eBay for like between $60 to $100. And there was one on eBay for $30, and it had the boxes all tore all to pieces. I got it for $40. The box is perfect. It's got everything in it. It even has the tag, the label from Toys R Us.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I was going to ask what that. Yeah, very nice.
I'm amazed by that because by today's standards, they wouldn't have made a game like that for kids.
Right.
So it just amazes me. I didn't know they had something like that.
I'm gonna right here. Here's I'll look it up online. I'll pull the pictures and stuff up because it's very detailed and intricate. Putting this thing together was kind of a hassle. Let's see.
So you've already taken it out of the box.
I did. I pulled it apart because I'm not worried about reselling it.
You bought it because it's something you want. Yeah. You didn't buy it for resale value.
Yeah. Like, that's the backdrop. And it's got all the little buildings and stuff you put together. That's the main portion where the buildings sit. I was hoping there'd be a better picture. Let me see if I can find one that's where it's put together.
Yeah, I've just been bidding on some stuff on eBay and, getting a couple, I had the Undertaker and I went ahead and got Kane because they're going on the wall, and above them are the Road Warriors, to me, which is one of the biggest brawler teams we'd had in quite a long time back in wrestling. And we didn't really get it again until Kane and the Undertaker became the Brothers of Destruction. So back then, that's in the later 90s, 97. So maybe 98. So, to me, I was like, yeah, that's a good place for me to put them right there. Because I've got the WWF Signature Series number 1. I've got all of them. So it came with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Steve Austin, Road Warrior Hawk, Road Warrior Animal, Gold Dust, and Mankind. And Triple H was the full set. I've got all of them, and they're on the wall. So, hell yeah. But I thought, and they're pretty nice figures too. The Undertaker, it's the Lord of Darkness corporate one, basically after the the gray outfit, then purple, then this outfit. That's where we're at. And that's where I met him and got his signature from, was during that time frame. So I was like, hell yeah, I want that. So I made sure I bought it. I was like, yep, I want it. I bought it, got it, sent here perfectly. So yeah. But yeah, that's about it, man. I've got my figures and a couple things on eBay that I'm keeping an eye on. And, yep. Other than that, well, I had the washing machine kept messing up again, where it would just it would like have a brain fart and get stuck in the rinse spin cycle, where it would be ready to like spin, but it wouldn't spin, and then sometimes it would just sit there and blink at you. And then you have to restart it and shit. So I finally got tired of it, and the wife got a new washer. And I shit you not, they no more than delivered it, and it's still in the garage. But we got it last week. I haven't been having any problems with the one downstairs, not the new one sitting in the damn garage.
Don't you hate that?
Yes.
Dude, we got one about 2 months ago, the washer and dryer, and I like my old ones better. It was so much easier to use.
Don't you hate that?
I do.
All right, hey, check this out. This is the playset all set up. This was in my dining room. So you got the buildings. Now I was supposed to punch these out and drop the thing down into the hole, but I didn't want to do that right away, so I just left it and just put it up on top.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got little army guys and tanks. And then it comes with one of the alien spaceships and one F-15. So I was pretty tickled. It was cool. I don't have the actual picture of it on that chat. I know it was in another group chat that I had. But yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
What is this?
I get to finally watch that Spider-Man movie. It's finally starts.
Check this out. Huh?
We heard that.
Watch this.
Look at that big ass. Look at that big juicy booty. Look at that big ass. Look at that big juicy booty. Look at that big ass. Look at that big juicy.
Lord. Let's see.
It actually sounded like she said it.
She did.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. Come on.
So did you get through Stranger Things then, Seth?
Yes, I did. Dude, it was good. There was a few things I would have liked to. There wasn't. All right, let me rephrase it. It wasn't bad. There's nothing like bad, but there's a few things I would have done different. But that's just me.
You know, if they were to be done here, I'd be all right with it. Like, I was fine with this season. I was fine with the last season too. It wasn't, overall, the whole series makes sense from beginning to, from what we've seen. And I started rewatching from the beginning again, just because it's been so long, as we all talked about. Luckily, you don't really have to do that, but it is, like I said, when it started, it felt like how season 1 started, now that they're in high school, and the way the story progressed and everything you got to take in. And there was so much in each episode to just dive into. And then we get to the end of where we were at, and then we had to wait a month for the 2 episodes, which felt, like I said, 3. But yeah, I wish that we would have just got it all at once and been done. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The fact that where they went with it, and especially how it ended with Max being all, and there's nothing in but a shell. Yeah, dude, it's going to be interesting to see where they go.
I think Max should have died.
I actually thought she was going to.
I would have liked for it to have been have the stakes set that 11 lost. They all lost, and it's over.
But if they come back through and with Max is how they defeat him and then she dies, I'll be okay with that.
I reckon. I would have just.
And I see what you're saying. I thought she was dead. Especially at first when she's in the, because basically that isn't really living, right? She's a fucking vegetable.
Did a question for y'all: did them fighting in Russia, fighting them there, do you think that really helped them? Honestly, they went back to help by killing them. I don't see how it fully affected the situation.
Because they're hive-minded.
I know they're hive-minded and everything affects them, but there's thousands and thousands of them, ain't it?
Well, yeah, but when you hurt one, you hurt all of them.
And the bigger ones are going to put out more vibes, is how I would take it, right? So if
Yeah.
you kill a bat, it's going to hurt. But as you're beating on one of the bigger ones, it's going to be a bigger pain, especially to say the smaller ones like the bats and shit. In my mind, anyway, that's how it works.
It's all. I mean, they're all connected. So, like, if you got, like, if you know the, would you like to fight one armed orangutan or 100 small children? You know, which one would you want to fight?
Oh, I want to smack all of those 100 children.
But see, here's the thing: like, all of them children could be, in that aspect, they're all connected together. And so, like, when you're fighting all the small things, the more you hurt, the more you're hurting the big one.
But you remember, I think it was in the second one, or they killed a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really show. That was kind of the thing. It didn't really show as much. And this is one of the things, like Seth was saying. I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Where it didn't really show it as much. So, like when they were killing one, when he's playing the guitar and they're killing one, you don't see other ones as they're going. They're just all attacking, right? Like, you don't see one getting killed and they're going, It was just, So in that aspect, I'd like to see more of the hive mind. If it's that big of a thing, it should be, no matter how small, just as big,
Now, in the third season, I didn't like the third one. But the character...
Not a lot of people like the third season.
But the character that had powers like Elle, what was her name?
Do what?
It was a character like Elle that Elle was hanging out with.
Well, yeah, they had them in season 2 too.
Yeah, that was season 2. That was number 8.
Yeah. How did she get out?
I don't know. That was... See, they had these in the first season and the second season. They had these standalone episodes that were kind of like far out adventures. And I think by season 3, they had so much negative feedback that they were like, nah, we're not going to do that anymore.
Okay, but
they could tie that in later too, because the way that they did it now makes it seem like Oh Boy 1 killed everybody but her, was my taking on it. So 8 wouldn't have existed unless afterwards we started again, which could be, so
see,
there
that's
are
what it makes no sense to me. And if she knew her then, you think, okay, my friends are in danger. They can only help so much. But someone with powers like mine can. I'm going to try to contact her to come with me. That would make more sense.
But you got to find her, and she doesn't know her that well.
Yeah, but she had to find what's her name too, though.
But remember,
I guess that's true.
In the newer episode where she lost all her memories and stuff, who's to say she hasn't along the way lost those memories? As she did, as we learned.
You get my concept. Like
I got you too.
In real life, if like you had powers and none of us did, and we had to face something, you would try to get someone else that you knew had powers to help us.
Yeah.
So
especially when 2 seasons ago you learned that they were there, and then we don't hear about. Again, that's what threw me off with this new one. It's like, okay, did Oh Boy kill them all before she put them in the, or this like when they reset her? Is that where we're getting, or when they reset her? Is that when she escaped? There's still questions that haven't in my mind answered.
Here's my thought. Remember when they went in the Upside Down, Nancy and Steve and all them, and they found out that everything was stuck in 1983? Yeah. That's when Elle sent him into the Upside Down. That's when the Upside Down was created.
Yes.
So my thought is, in 1983 it was created. He was sent back. Then in 84, when season 1 came out, that's when the stuff started going wild. Will went in the Upside Down.
So then, yeah, they had about a year in between what we saw happen in season 1, so more or less.
Now,
so they could have been having new children. Yeah, they could either way. But yeah, okay.
In season 1, they hinted about one. They talked about him.
They did, and they did document. They had been doing these experiments for a long time.
Yeah,
and they had been messing with these gates for a long time.
Which we get to see in the Russian episodes that we got in season 3. Which, again, when you tie all this together, I think the season 3 is better than what it was prior to seeing what we just saw.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. There's some necessary in it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. It was definitely out of the 3 seasons my least favorite. But I didn't hate it. But I think it has more bearing where we end up within Russia and whatnot, too, now. Because now we have more of the bigger picture. But at the time, I was kind of like, why are we dealing with Russia and shit?
Yeah.
In the 80s again, you know.
I do think that this show had so much. They had so much they wanted to put in for Russia that really made no sense.
Yeah.
I really don't think the Russian government's bringing in troops and everything in here, building a massive complex underneath the mall, and nobody knows about it.
Right. Like, I grew up in the 80s, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I know we were a little dense, but come on, man. Not like that.
Yeah.
Not like it is today, anyway. Because there's really some dense people out there. Even worse than then. And I mean, it was a juicy story to an extent with the mall. And again, it's the flashbacks of the malls because we don't really have many malls these days. And what malls there are, they're not full like they used to be back in the 80s and the 90s.
Well, it's because everybody's shooting them up.
Well, also though, brick and mortar stores, man, and then the rent goes up. People they're buying from Amazon and other places too, because we're looking for the BBD, baby, the bigger, better deal. Yes, you're right with the shooting up, but this stuff died long before that.
That's true.
You know, sadly. We still got a couple big malls here and there and whatnot, but, you know, we've got one here in Elkhart that literally it's the best mall because you can just go walk it. There's barely any shops left in it, a couple food places.
The only thing I wish they would have included in this season is Elle escaping. I wanted to see how she escaped.
So to see her escape to catch up to where we start season 1, that would have been kind of cool.
That would have been good. Unless
I thought we were kind of caught up with that.
Huh?
Well, I mean, yes and no. We know she escaped, but we didn't get to see her escape. You know,
yeah, because she was right in front of the doctor after everybody got killed, and that was it.
And there's about a year from when that happened, is what we're saying, between when that happened and the season 1 started. So what happened in that year frame, and then how the fuck did she finally get away to where we are in season 1? Yeah, I'm with you, Tommy. It seems like we get a little bit each time, though. Like, you know,
and that's what I'm curious about. I'm curious if there's more to the story, and that's where 8 comes in.
Well, what I'm wondering is if this next season is going to be the last season, or what are we going to lose in order for her to defeat him again? Because he's not defeated. He's still alive.
Yeah. I wish they would have been more creative on how he escaped. Everybody just looked away for a second and he was gone.
Yeah.
I would have felt like maybe all the bats came and swarmed him, and they just got lost with the bats and had to run, something like that. Not just look away and he's gone. That was one of my issues. It was like,
I mean, that's your classic 80s horror movie, though. The villain dies and then disappears to come back for the next movie, though. If you go for the time frame, it's spot on. But I got you, Tommy. Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I still give it a clap because the crap we've been getting, this was nice to have something to actually enjoy watching.
I'm looking forward to see what we get with Sweet Tooth after seeing this. Because, you know, Sweet Tooth season 1 was good. And then getting to see this, you know, we were all kind of excited but scared because we didn't know what we were going to get because we've been bitch slapped so much with entertainment lately.
On the scariness, too. Like, I mean, it wasn't Freddy Krueger scary.
No, but the elements were there for every horror genre, you know. That's what was great. And they're older now, so they can do that. So, and the feeling, you know, when you're in high school and a freshman, these were the kind of movies, you know, that we saw. So and we were watching them before that. But
how many Freddy Krueger counts did you get? I got 3. Once they said Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the actor that played Freddy Krueger, and then in the movie store there was a cutout of Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
That's the only 3 I found, but I didn't know if anybody else counted anymore.
No,
Now, see, when I saw the RV, I thought of Dale from The Walking Dead.
I thought of Breaking Bad. That was the first thing I thought of.
That's one thing. When they come in, they just sat there and looked at him.
Yeah. Well, that was what I was saying, though. The time frame that felt right of an ending from being like in the 80s, like big time. And again, with the genres we're talking about, you know, I liked it. Like, it's annoying, but I liked it because it was such a cheesy way to go. But again, I think if they explain it right, it'll be great because it had the Friday the 13th feel to it. It had the Halloween feel to it. We had even a little Evil Dead in that episode. So it just, it was fun, man.
Did y'all like, I can't think of the dude's name. He's the one that died. That was like
Billy.
Eddie.
Or Eddie.
Eddie, yeah. Did y'all like that he died?
I was all right with it.
I wanted more of a story from him. I like the character. I wanted more of a story.
We had an incredible character growth and development. What do you want more?
Well, Tommy, remember though, that guy, he that was his senior year of high school, so he wasn't going to be in the next season.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Mind you, this is his senior year.
Steve's not in high school either.
No, but Steve's not going anywhere because he still has the fling with the, you know.
Yeah, but see, I thought about this. I was like, how would they prove his innocence?
They're not gonna, though.
Yeah, he would end up in jail or something of the sort. But I'm sitting here thinking, I like the character. I thought he provided something for the show. He gave rock and roll character.
But here's the thing.
He may not be dead.
For the end of the season, though, to go out that way with him having sacrificed himself and to be dead, and then that's it. And, you know, for the kid to give him the uncle that and let him know he did die a hero. He didn't die. Like, it's more about the one-on-one than the overall town. Because the town's going to blame it on him as they do and had done, even though it wasn't his fault. I
didn't like the 2 days later jump. I didn't like that. We missed out on the group's reaction to Eddie dying. We missed out on the group's reaction to what happened to Max, and we missed out what happened on 11's side of the tank, like on what was going on over there.
Yeah. That felt very shitty. Just shitty writing. Like, hey, we're just gonna. 2 days later,
he's dead. Though. I really don't. I don't think they killed his character because they didn't show him.
Oh yeah, he made the sounds, he made the noises of everybody dying.
They didn't show Barb die either, but she died in the upside down. You know, he's dead. He's gone.
As popular as Eddie is, I could see the execs like making them come back.
But his sacrifice, like you said,
it would be totally for nothing.
Yeah, it would make it completely stupid. Like, his whole point was they played D&D. This is his last year of high school. So like I said, at the end of this season, he's gone. Like, he's not.
Oh, yeah.
He's just somebody that the kids met, blah, blah, blah. He has to die.
Did Elle create the Upside Down, though? When she did what she did,
I think that they are pointing out that she did create it.
I thought the opposite. I thought she sent him there. Not that she created it. It's just another dimension.
I don't necessarily know that they told you whether or not she did or didn't.
No, that's how I'm
Right.
interpreting it.
I think it's left to for all of us to just argue about. Yeah.
Because if she did create it, she's responsible for all the deaths.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
I mean, she still is if she didn't, but
technically she made
sent him there, so it's her fault. Yeah,
it's her fault. I mean, yeah,
all of this. Yeah, because she put one into that, whether it's her creating it or, as I read it was just she pushed him through the doorway of another dimension. Because, mind you, he needs her to reopen it.
Yeah,
right. He needs her to reopen
it. If she created it, I guess that could be the same thing, but I never thought of it that she created it. Just she opened the portal that would then, put him there.
But there was
where he meets the creature.
Right. Well, that's true. That was already there. But I don't know.
Does that make her basically the villain behind the scenes?
Oh yeah.
Well, none of this would have happened if she hadn't done that. However, he did need to be stopped.
This is true. But she's the one that pulled the thing out of his neck that let him have his powers back in the first fucking place.
Exactly.
So again, we were right back to it's her fault as a child.
Everything stems, dude. How weird was that? As soon as she was like, as soon as he was like, oh yeah, pull this thing out of my neck, and I'm like, hold on, pump the brakes. Wait a minute, don't do that. Something's wrong here.
Well, plus, how do you know her powers? She's got that much control over them too. I still felt that she didn't have that. She wouldn't have had, she goes to pull that out and rips his whole fucking throat out.
But why, if he knew how he was, why would he let him talk to 11?
Exactly, because they thought he was completely Game of Thrones. They thought that he was completely, Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is my opinion on that as well. He'd been beaten into submission.
That's true.
For so many years. Because remember, he was a little kid when he showed up. And when we get to him, he's an adult.
Yeah. Now, I've heard fan theories, that think that one is 11's dad.
Yeah, DNA. That he actually took one and made the rest. It's the theory I heard.
Yeah, and then would have the patients like her mom that were to begin with, they're on LSD and maybe make it. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Because that's the reason why he wanted her to join him, is because that with both of their powers combined, they'd be unstoppable.
Because 11, you're like me. No, I did not destroy your father. I am your father.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the Empire Strikes Back of Stranger Things. Pretty much.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Between this going on and the season of The Boys, it was fun TV.
How nice is it to like things for a change?
Yep.
And then not.
I'm gonna try it with the Spider-Man movie. I started watching it. No offense to the movie, but I started watching it last night at like 3 a.m, but I passed out. I mean, it happens. So it's not the movie's fault though. I'm just saying. But I get to do that. That's my plans for tomorrow. I'm gonna finally watch that movie. So I'll have shit to talk about next week with you. I'm sure if I got questions. But so far, what I saw wasn't too bad.
See, I did like. Sony has a great way of putting a story together without it seeming like it's been cut and edited.
Well, what I'm confused on though is already Wong is already the superior in the Spider-Man movie. It's like, when the fuck did Doctor Strange lose? Was it when they died from the snap?
Yeah, that's what they said.
So Wong became the one because he was gone. And this is why I'm saying it now, because when I watch Spider-Man, he's like, well, remember, I'm your boss. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought maybe he lost it from making the portal. Now, as I'm talking with you, I'm like, oh, is that what it was? It was from when he passed from the snap.
I got a problem with Doctor Strange, though. So the one in the movie, the very first Doctor Strange movie, at the very end, you see one of the guys that trained Doctor Strange turn evil and take people's power away. Nothing happened with that story.
No.
And
unless it's going to tie into the madness that we're into now. Like maybe the next movie, somehow he's going to be subplotted.
They showed him in it.
Yeah.
And he knew he had problems with him, but I was like, so they had an interaction because he knew he had problems with him, but they didn't show it. I think that should have been at least put in somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
If they're making movies properly, though, and the stuff we're pointing out, that will be what they're doing, not, and then that never is heard of again. Like it's set up and then where'd it go? Then reboot.
Yeah. I don't like when they do the end credits to something that don't add up to something, or it takes 5 years to actually understand what that end credit meant.
Well, it sucked for Doctor Strange, though, because basically we went from, Doctor Strange into Thor into, Endgame and all that. And, you got introduced to Doctor Strange, and then we didn't get to just continue till now with Doctor Strange. Yeah. It was all, and that's the part that really sucks, because I think if they could have built up another couple movies, maybe that was the thing too. Maybe they were gonna and it got cut. I don't know. But it feels like there's a lot missing from after the first movie, and then we jump to the second movie. And granted, we know what happened, but if you're just watching movie-wise, that's a whole hell of a lot compared to Iron Man 1 and 2, Thor 1 and 2, Hulk 1 and 2, It's like, damn, man.
I got one for the Love and Thunder. It's not really a spoiler. It's what the trailers offered, but you're not getting in the movie. Is it okay to release that?
Sure.
I haven't seen the trailers, so I don't care.
If you're hoping for a lot of footage of Star-Lord and everything, don't count on it. Don't count on it at all. You get 2 minutes of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's it.
Well, that's how it should be if they're just dropping Thor off, in my opinion.
I was expecting, because you see him get on the ship with him.
Yeah.
You think, okay, this is going to get good because they're going to team up. You're going to get to see fighting. They're going to have issues. Nope. Like 2 minutes, that's all you get. So you don't even get to what adventure they went on. Nothing. And I was like, what's the point of having them in the movie? Like, what was the point of even bringing them two together?
Because the last time we saw Thor, he was leaving with them?
No, not... Like, they seemed like they had a story they were going to play, because they introduced him where he was floating in space. So he followed them. You saw a little who was the leader kind of game, and then the end of the movie, and then the trailer for this one was you saw them in the movie. And so you think, oh, this is continuing it, and it really didn't continue it. It was like, okay, we're done with that. It should have been a story there. Just in my opinion, it should have been a story. But other than that,
well, if they didn't do a Guardians and Thor movie, I'm okay though with that. Like, I didn't need it. Like, if this is what we get, is it was from Thor and them at the end, and then all, and is he not fat anymore? Is he no longer Fat Thor?
No.
Apparently, there was a montage of him working out.
It was about 2 seconds. It shows him running through the woods as a kid and a boy, and then doing this with chains, and he's back skinny.
Oh,
that's it. That's your montage. Like, when I say they butchered, like, it seemed like it could have been a great story, but they cut it up. You could tell they took a shit ton out of it.
What's up, Blake?
They just squished it together.
Or it could be shitty shooting and shitty writing. I mean, no offense, but I mean, there's always
stuff
that.
Doesn't, like, you'll see them there's no journey aspect. Like going to go survive, it's here, there, and then gone. That's it. That's they
just
should
your
have done a
opinion, man.
lot.
Can you guys hear me at
more.
all? I know there's a lot of
Oh,
noise
yeah.
in here.
Dang, you actually come in real good and clear. You sound good.
What kind of internet you using?
Oh, nice. You got you a good mic.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've actually used this Yeti. My daughter gave it to me. Same one I've been using, man.
How you
Sounds good, but
what do I do with
your
it?
camera
Hold
quality sucks.
Yeah, well, this is a 12-year-old Mac. So it's only standard. That's why you usually leave it
okay.
off. But I was supposed to be using this thing that's supposed to work over wire cell phone stuff, but they couldn't get it working, so they're sending me a different one. They're sending me a Verizon version instead of T-Mobile. But hey, and we got the cell phone booster, but we haven't put it up yet because I don't do heights well. It needs to go on the roof. Now I could hear you guys before. I could not get the microphone working. You know, this was attached. Rebooted my computer. Tried my Linux machine. Tried my Windows machine. There's a USB dongle. And when I put this on, they all said Pro X, headphones and mic. And then I even tried this other stupid thing that splits it, and not a single one of them would pick up the microphone. Man, this thing I can hear everything. Good grief. Anyway.
I hear you.
All right, Tommy, go ahead. What you were saying.
That's how my
I'm gonna turn my
Yeti
camera
is.
off. Yeah,
All
and I have the
So now
gain
instead of just having one that goes up and comes down, now
all
we
the
got
way
two.
down.
I'm gonna put something in private chat, Seth, and it's just for our watchers. This is a scam alert, and they sell it at Walmart. It's 100% a scam, but people are falling for it. So, and I'll tell you exactly what it does. So that plugs in underneath your car and it's supposed to give you better gas mileage, but it doesn't. That whole thing is it just powers on, and it takes a little bit of power to put a red light on, and it says you push a button and it says sync. But it doesn't sync to nothing. There's no technology built into it. Like I've seen videos where they take them apart and it's just a light.
Yeah, you plug it
So
in and
it does
lights up.
nothing.
It's an idiot light.
It doesn't even tell you if your engine's wrong or not. And it can't communicate with your car, but they're saying it gives you better gas mileage.
Well, then again, we were talking earlier about how stupid people have become in 2022. So yes,
I just can't.
There's not. I'm looking at the reviews. It's kind of funny. 2.3 out of 5.
I'm thinking I'm not buying that.
Good if it works. I just got it today, and the green light stays on all the time. All the time is all right. Punctuation would be your friend there, Archie. Stay on all the time. It's going to run down my battery. Don't drive every day. What are you supposed to do? Unplug it each day, or what? Instructions don't say. Thanks. You're, jeez.
It actually came with directions?
Suppose so. No, it doesn't come with directions.
Say plug in. that's
Plug
it.
in.
Plug in.
Up to 15% fuel savings. It helps you save fuel. Eco OBD2 will recognize your vehicle and your driving habits after around 150 miles of driving, and thus Eco OBD2 will adjust itself to match your. And that's it.
All right, I got a video showing it taken apart, and you can see what's in it. I'll send you a link.
All right.
Just so there's nothing in it.
Because the way it sounds, you plug it in, it learns you're driving, which is funny, and then it tells the computer in your car to do something different, which would never work anyway. So
no.
Our cars are already
It's a
computerized
sugar
enough.
pill. So he buys it. And see.
I'm trying to fast forward to
They
where
got a
he.
diesel and gasoline one.
Anyone?
The prongs don't
Bueller?
even-
It's got the patent number? I don't think so. I expected just there to be nothing in there. But sure enough, they actually have. It looks legit. And they've rubbed the numbers off the micro there, so you can't see everything. And I have actually mapped out these pins on here, and they are the correct pins. 15% fuel saving, 2-year warranty. Fantastic. This one's actually done by a company called Nikkei, also on the plastic enclosure as well, and it is a complete and utter scam. It does not do anything at all. The instructions are really quite vague. It just says press the reset button for 5 seconds after plugging in, release the button, just wait for a short while, it'll communicate established connection, but it doesn't actually tell you that the button's actually hidden inside here, behind here, and there's one little hole for the LED, but it's actually got 3 LEDs in there, 3 indicators, so I don't know, like there's no other details in here apart from how to find your OBD2
The LED
connector, so yeah, that's it. But look at how many cars it's compatible with. Of course it is, because it doesn't bloody talk to them. All right, let's power this turd up and see what happens. Our 12-volt power is this pin here, and it's supposed to be these 2 pins up here, 4 and 5, but these aren't actually joined on the board. They go off to different places. We'll have a look at the board layout in a minute. Let's power it on, and we've got our LEDs, and it's actually drawing a fair amount. Jeez. 50-odd milliamps, and if you put that on there, you can see the LED through there, but you can't really see the other one, so, you know, it's really pretty dodgy.
What?
The echo was coming from you because we were all 3 muted.
Oh, my bad. I turned my volume up. I forgot to turn my volume up a little while ago because
it was just funny though, because like I muted and Tommy muted and Late muted, and it was just going, and like you didn't catch it, and I'm just dying as we're watching this. I'm like,
and I'm sitting here like, this is retarded.
But my only thing is like how people can fall for stuff like that.
Well, that's because people are stupid.
Because
same ones that ate Tide Pods, Tommy.
If a little device like that can save you 15% on gas or something like that, was it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they already have
15% or more on car insurance?
Yeah. Wouldn't they already have that built into the car?
So where does that plug in? Because
underneath
the steering wheel, I don't even know what to do with that thing.
Yeah, anywhere where you it's the same thing where you can plug in to read codes and shit. That's where it plugs in. Your main hub.
Gotcha.
But there's no brain behind it. All it does is tell it to cut on lights.
Because like even the reader, like if I have codes I gotta find, I have to connect to it from my phone. It'll give me the codes, and then I can go online to look up what's wrong, like when the engine light's on and shit.
Yeah.
I don't have one of the fancy ones that have a screen that pull all the shit up. I've got the poor white man one that you plug in and then you use your internet and Wi-Fi to do.
It's the same.
But yeah, exactly.
Because when you buy them, you may be able to use them for like 5 years or so, and then it's like,
I just dropped you guys something that you guys can watch in your own time. It's really funny. That's what I've been watching. Spider-Man, but with guns.
Oh, I've seen that. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. So I guess we go back to Stranger Things talk.
Yeah. So.
All right, what did you guys think about the football player getting cut in half?
I liked it. He was a dick.
Yeah. I didn't know how like was it the pressure from the crack that just blew through him?
No, it was the effect of like the cracking open like tainted everything it touched. And so as it come through him. I don't necessarily like hate that he died, but put yourself in his shoes.
Like, oh no, I already thought about this. I was like, knowing my luck, I'd have been using the bathroom and it just splits my toilet in half. So like something falls down I was like, that'd have been a horrible way to go.
But no, I'm talking like put yourself in his shoes. All right, your girlfriend dies. You think that you're doing the right thing. You're going after what you think is the problem, and then you die out of nowhere. I don't even know that he saw it coming.
I don't even think he realized that the upside down demons, or it wasn't the kid that killed him, that it was a demon that killed him.
No, he had no idea any of that.
He's got no clue at all. You know,
This
other
dude
than when
thinks
he
that he's on
his friend, you know, in the ocean get all transformed.
He thinks that he's doing the right thing and then dies in the middle with no context as to what's going on. Nobody told him, hey man, it's not us, it's actually this. Like
if the I can't think of the boy's name that was part
Marcus was trying to when
Lucas.
Lucas when when Max was going up in the air and shit, trying to get his attention so he'd see it for himself.
So but if he would have done it before, like when he first was there and he explained to him, sat him down, said, hey, look, talk to him one-on-one, saying, look, I can prove to you it's not him, it's the upside down, and show him evidence. He could have helped them instead of be against them.
Oh yeah, he could have.
But look at how crazy he was prior to that, though. You know what he did to that kid in the band. He's like, where is he? We know, he knows where he's at. I mean, that dude was fucking nuts.
Before it got that far.
But now, how cool would it have been? How cool would it have been if he'd have fell through the port into the upside down and watched Eddie, make the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Then he could have realized, man, like this dude really didn't have any problem. Even if he did die, he could have died knowing, like, oh man, this is what's really been going on. I've been on the wrong side of it. Any kind of it's just any kind of redemption would have been better than like him just he never even saw the hole coming.
But I never saw him as a villain. See, they kind of portrayed him as a part of the villains.
Yeah.
But I never saw him as a villain. I saw him as misunderstood and going crazy because he lost somebody.
Right.
And
I get that, but he was still villainous, man.
He was still villainous, but he had a reason for it.
Well, he was an antagonist.
Yeah.
He thought what he was doing was the right thing.
Like, he's the actual villain because, like, he does it because he gets joy out of it.
Yeah.
But this guy thought he was wanting to be the hero. He was wanting to save the town. And he thought, but it kind of goes you back to the time period where that whole Satanist thing was going big in the 80s.
Yep.
So that I did like their aspect of that, how some people were going crazy over that.
Because D&D will make you a Satanist and you will worship the devil. And yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry that didn't happen.
No. I just feel if they would have came to him sooner, instead of letting him keep going deeper down the hole, he wouldn't have became the monster.
Well, he was already a dick and a jock to begin with, and he was the asshole kind of jock. As you can tell how he treated his teammates and everything else, too, though. I mean, that guy was a dick. He would have grown up to be a dick. Probably end up being a wannabe, cop.
He probably would have ended up as either a cop or a football coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I was fine with him dying. It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
The Max shit, I think, bothers me more than anything. Because
one thing we're not talking about, the one that went in the upside down first, not one, but the other one, the boy. What is going on with him?
Are you talking about Will?
Yeah, what's going on with Will?
He's gay.
I understand that, but something else is going on. Some people are saying he's going to become the next one.
No, he's just got a connection. He explains at the end that like once that he got to Hawkins, he could feel Vecna's presence.
But I don't know if it's true or not. It could be just some great Photoshop, but they showed him, but half his face was of one's face. Well, it was like it. It was all distorted and veiny and messed up. And
I'm more worried that it's going to take Will and 11 to kill the big bad. So then Mike ends up with nobody. Because remember, Mike's the heart. And who always takes it in the end? Generally, the guy with the heart, the biggest show with the heart is the guy that dies. Well, what if we go the opposite way with this? And it's his loved ones, which would be Will and 1 or 11.
Something else is they didn't say how 1 got his powers or how any of them.
That's what I would have liked to have known.
Like, I wonder if that's because the plot twist. If like when he was a kid, they messed with the baby, or the mom got like injected with something, or is it just a mutation? Like, they're not explaining how they're able to do that. Like, are they X-Men status or?
But if they're all made from 1, then the answer would be no.
And exactly. See, they don't.
Well, you don't know yet, though. Again, this is only, and that might be something that comes out with good writing if we can get lucky enough for this to keep going.
That's what I'm hoping for. I hope they don't end the series without explaining how they got their. Like, we understand they helped them with their abilities, but they don't explain how they got them.
Well, and if we're telling the story through the eyes of the doctors, they may never have found out, too. Because keep in mind, if you keep it that open, you can always bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no answer because we don't know.
But sometimes you want to know before they make a horrible season.
Well, I'm just happy that so far it's been pretty solid all the way through. On the rewatch of the original, it still holds up.
I can't believe Elle is 18 now.
Yep.
I enjoyed hearing her speak not English, in her actual tongue.
Yeah. Max, she's 20. The chick that plays Max. And then the chick that plays Lucas's sister is 15.
That's crazy.
Dustin is 20. I think majority of them's like 19, 20.
I don't know if it's just I've always looked my age or older that it's weird for me that they look like kids.
Well, it's because they're made to look like kids. If you Google pictures of them like out and about in public, like in real life, you would see that they don't look like kids anymore. I mean, Will had 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, that's true.
And apparently he is going to come out next season.
Is it?
Well, we were having that discussion, but we never brought it up, and that was the problem, though. It's never, and it doesn't need to. They don't need to make him fucking gay for the series to be important. We've already got the lesbian in the fucking show,
right? Well, they don't.
We've discussed, about the bro love and whatnot. It's like, your best friend, your BFF, and all that shit. We're not gay, but I love you. It's not that kind of a. It's love, but it's not the gay love.
Well, apparently, even Robin said, it's the end of the world. Like, I'm not really worried about my sexuality or who she's with or whatever. Right now. So, like, they're aware that they know that, like, right now they don't need to be talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But when it comes to the whole Will thing, like, I swear his dad called him a poof in season 1.
That's what I'm thinking, because I've heard that also.
Yeah,
I don't remember
it up when I was rewatching it. And you were like, "Well, I don't remember." I go, no, I'm rewatching it. I swear, because I just saw it. I said he kind of hinted that his son might be gay. Which, if that's the case, that's fine. If the character was always meant to be, but
right.
I don't see where we need it to even be anywhere in what we have had from season 1 to where we are. It doesn't
got to be a main story topic either.
No.
Like,
because to me, the whole painting and the L told me to do it and the way he's acting, like, it doesn't necessarily mean he's gay. It could just be the fact that he loves him. It's his strength after being, like we said, he's been in the upside down. You know how fucked up post-traumatic stress disorder this kid would have.
Yeah, apparently though he's already not the kid that plays Will. He's already come out and like he was getting made fun of for like, why didn't you just come out? And they were like, he said, well, we're playing a show that was from the 80s. Like it was a different time. You gotta be careful about this kind of stuff.
Either. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I get that, but again, if they're just gonna make him gay to make him gay, that'll be bullshit. Because as we're at, it's never been. But you don't see him with the girl. But then again, look, he's still synced to the upside down. The dude's got other shit on his mind than vagina or penis. You know what I mean? Like,
But did you see where the girl took her foot and touched his, and then he moved it? Did y'all not see that part of the clip?
So long ago.
They were in class, and it was right before Elle got picked on.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And the girl beside him touched his foot on purpose, and then he moved his foot real quick.
No.
But I mean, he could be like shy or bashful.
At that age, though, you weren't really worrying about girls, man. I mean, they're just now in high school.
I mean, he could also be, what do they call it, where they're not attracted to anybody?
Just a kid.
I was thinking mainly along the lines of he was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to think like this kid's life was obsessed with playing game D&D and hanging out with friends and just doing stuff like, I mean, it just wasn't his thing.
Yeah. Look at his mom too. You know, and his older brother that's doing his own thing, who's now dating his best friend's sister.
Yeah. And dude, I'm telling you,
his older brother. I just don't like him as a character.
I don't either, man. And it was like they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah. Like they didn't give him a story. He just showed up.
All he did was hang out with Argyle, and Argyle was cool, but he got kind of annoying.
Well, earlier seasons, his brother made more sense because Will went missing and all that. But yeah, it's just this whole season, like all they're doing is I thought both of them were smoking pot, but they made it to be just the Indian Mexican guys getting high. What the fuck, man?
My problem is they didn't even give the Indian guy a backstory. They just threw him in there and made him try to force him to be one of the main characters. And I'm like, you got to give a backstory for you.
Well, we kind of knew that he was like a tertiary character. He was somebody that could have died.
Yeah, he's just here because he's here at the people.
I thought at first he's here because we need somebody to die and it needs to be impactful, but not too impactful.
That's who I thought was going to die. I was like, he's going to die and the redhead's going to die. And because she was not part of the original. See, now, if you kill one of the original, that might mess up the story too much.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was okay with the dude that we just lost going versus losing the original character. And even with Max, she's been with us for a while now. But she's not original. Died, like Will.
He at least had a backstory. Like, I was enjoying his backstory. Like, everybody saw him different than he actually was.
Yeah. I don't think we needed a backstory on certain people. And truth be told, like, I would have rather Max died because she just hasn't really done anything in the last couple. I mean, she really wasn't there in the seasons. I mean, I don't know.
Well, this season she's dealing with her brother's death and, you know, everything they've been through. So, I mean, I can understand where her character's off from the original Max. But again, we didn't get her till season 3.
But
I thought it was season 2.
What did y'all think about the skate to the face?
That was hilarious.
Like, my wife's going, "Oh," and I'm going, "Get her." And I was like, wait, that's not the emotion I should have right now.
Well, no, I mean, realistically, you should, because this girl made her life a living hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kicked the bully's ass, but she got in trouble because she used a rollerblade, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, has anyone talked about how useless Mike was this season?
Not yet, but I mean, we're kind of getting there.
Yeah, we were working our way down the line.
Because I mean, speaking of that part, I mean, what is anyone else pissed off about how he didn't even do anything to help her, or like?
Yeah. Are you in the process of using the bathroom? You don't have to hurry up that this far.
No, I'm not in the process of.
Okay, just making sure.
I am in the bathroom, but I'm not using it. I'm just in here.
Oh, it sounds like it.
He's locked in the closet. His wife said, "That's it. I told you if you did not lift that lid, I'm putting you in the closet." So there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, Mike was useless. Dustin was kind of useless in this. It's like most of the cast was kind of useless throughout some of the season. I mean, I get they all kind of were going on their own journeys, as does happen with friends in high school and shit.
But Dustin actually gave them answers and he helped them through things. So I mean, Dustin had use.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he was the man.
It's just that whole point. It's like there was so much going on that some of the main characters kind of got cut.
How did you like the electric guitar scene?
Hey, did that guitar look familiar to you, Tommy?
Kind of.
Hold on, I want to show you something.
But the electric guitar scene with the background was like a masterpiece for rock people. All the bats flying around, the lightning. Yeah.
Here we go. That guitar look familiar?
Yep.
I told him, I said, look at Eddie's guitar. And my mom was like, oh, that looks just like yours. I mean, obviously paint difference, but
right.
It's the same guitar, BC Rich, a bronze Warlock. Now mine has the metal headstock. His didn't.
Right. That's being like, yo, this is how you really do it, fool.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah. That was really cool.
So you like the scene too?
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. I'm not a Metallica fan though.
Oh. Well, I was sitting there, and when they were using the power drill, I was like, wait a minute. How do they have power in the upside down? And then you see the extension cord going all the way to that. And at first, I didn't see it. So
I never saw the extension cord.
I never noticed that either.
It's on a reel. It's in the background.
Huh. I never saw that.
Like, they have it going all the way to the upside, to the earth. Because that was like hilarious. The whole time.
Hell yeah.
But I will give them props. They actually used 80s versions of a drill.
Right.
Big, clunky metal drill.
And they did, from what I heard, Eddie actually played the song, except for the solo portions. When you see like the fast movements of his hands, that was an actual like stunt guitar player. Yeah. But for the most part, like the majority of the song, he played it.
Do you know that wasn't his real hair? He was wearing a wig.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I think if the song he played was in the time frame, that would have been funnier as fuck. But I don't quite think that was the case.
Well, I heard that Master of Puppets is back on the charts because of
yeah, it's number 40.
Yeah, so which is pretty awesome.
What was the?
But it was sad to hear him say, "I didn't run."
Yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing that builds it. 1986. That's what time frame we're in, right? Is 86?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Master of Puppets, that song is spot on.
Somebody was online talking about how that they didn't see that song came out that year, and based upon the time that he wouldn't have been able to learn it in time to play the song.
Oh Jesus! Come on. Let's quit being so nitpicky.
Well, no, because there's people that can hear song and then go home and figure out how it's played.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you could still get the sheet music, so he could have learned it. And if you're a fast learner, it depends on how much of a guitar player he was. Mind you, he's a senior in high school, too.
That's him playing it.
Not as cool.
Yeah.
And it's not an overcomplicated chord either.
No, it really isn't.
That's where whoever said that, I'm going to call bullshit on that. Because,
I love how people that don't even play guitar will make comments like that, though. It's just like when I watch a video about someone doing a different way of welding, they'll say, oh, no, you got your heat too high. And they don't. They just have to make a comment on it.
I'm going to say by your senior year of high school,
Yeah.
if you've been playing, depending on even if you started in high school, you would be, I think you'd be able to do it, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, see,
without a
based
problem.
upon, I know, I agree, but based upon, they say based upon the argument is based upon the time when the song actually came out that this was taking place. It would have been that Eddie had 2 weeks to learn it.
That's enough time.
It could, yeah, it is, but I mean,
like,
again,
I've
it's a
never
TV
played
series
guitar.
that they probably weren't overly worried about when the song came out and the time frame that they're doing it in, right? Like that's somebody really nitpicking. You know what?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
In that case, I'm just gonna go with Butcher. You're being a cunt.
Yeah. As a side note, my brother is a drummer and he learned a part on a Metallica song. I can't remember which one it was. And we saw them live and he didn't do it the same way. And it's like, did he make a mistake? And it's like, no, I think it turns out he only did that in the studio. He never did it live. But my brother was able to learn how to do it live. So
nice.
So Lars Ulrich is not the best drummer in the world. I'm just saying he's a good drummer, but
just not the best in the world.
But he's
not the best. Yeah, I've heard that.
So all right, so Joe Quinn is Eddie Munson's character, and the guitar solo double was the guy named Aiden Fisher.
But the actor we saw was actually playing that, wasn't he?
Well, Joe Quinn, I think that's what his name is, the actor that played Eddie Munson.
Yeah.
He could actually play the guitar. However, when it came to the solo, he couldn't play the solo.
Ah, okay.
So when you see, there's a clip of where you can see just like hands. That's not Joe Quinn's hands.
Okay.
So, a question I have, and I'm curious about it. So, when you find out at the end the deaths had to be at a certain spot, right, for it to do
to open the doors,
open, yeah. So, can number one see the future and know where they're gonna be, or does he just sit there and wait until they're in the right spot?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
That's a good point.
Or once he just gets that soul, does that mean that's where the door opens?
But it was in a pattern. It wasn't just a random.
Or he waits till they're at that spot to kill him. I don't know.
If that's the case, if that's the case, how do you know the final victim would be in the house?
So hang on. So you got Joe Quinn, Eddie Munson. Who's the other guy? But
I just love that part right here where they explain that the mind flare was on the upside down of it so that he knew so he could fuck with the memory. Like, I love that they threw that in this season. How they tried to make her plan and her plan backfired because he knew about, that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Well, you want to hear another nitpick if you want me to derail the conversation again. Where they talk about Vecna, where they're playing Vecna in episode 1. That takes place in 1986, and that was still first edition Dungeons and Dragons. Vecna was they never had any write-ups for Vecna in first edition. He was just a legend that had 2 magical items associated with him, the Hand of Vecna and the Eye of Vecna. But I mean, that's not necessarily a mistake, though, because maybe Eddie just wrote up his own version. I mean, I've done stuff like that before, so I mean, you can explain inconsistencies like that, but that's my no prize explanation for why there was a Vecna prior to 1990 or whenever the hell they did that in second edition. So there you go. I don't think anyone's brought that up yet.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I used to play it a lot. I haven't played it a long, long time.
Well, Seth plays the newer version. It's called a video game.
Well, there you go. Yeah, nobody plays pen and pencil games anymore.
No, man. No,
it's kind of sad.
Yeah. These guys, that was pretty much died out by then because they had computers and even more fun. You could just play online versus, then you couldn't cheat either. But yeah, there was nothing like getting a bunch of buddies together. So this would have been in the 1990 time frame for me, freshman in high school. You know, we would all get together and play on the weekends and shit. You and your buddies, and somebody stays. And we would stay at each other's houses and shit. You would campaign for the whole time frame. We didn't do it the entire weekend by any means, but we would spend a good part of Friday night and then of course Saturday night and playing D&D. Sometimes in the day, but mainly we would be outside actually doing shit.
Yeah, we would do that. I moved on to a superhero role-playing game called Champions, which I don't play anymore either, but it's still fun to do write-ups of characters because you can build anyone you want pretty much. So it's just that turned into something that just became like, let's do write-ups and never play anymore. So it's like
I think D&D got taken over by like The Sims and shit. That stuff started happening and it was just all
If you played Skyrim, it's basically D&D because you got so many different storylines and it's actually a really good game.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, Skyrim, it's a
Skyrim
Xbox and PlayStation game.
Oh, okay.
Then you've never taken an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, yeah. But I was amazed by how many backstories there are, how you can change your character. You don't even got to follow the main campaign and still have. There's people that played it for like 10 years straight with the same character.
But World of Warcraft, my ex-roommate, he ran a Low Bob's tobacco store, basically Monday through Friday, had weekends off, and he would have marathons where he would game the whole weekend. He'd come out and do other shit too, but he would spend the majority of Friday night, all of Saturdays, and half of just gaming, Yeah. And he was happy and content. He was a great roommate.
Like this one though, I liked it because you literally start out with nothing and have to slowly find stuff or steal stuff or earn stuff to get up there. But I don't know if you ever play Skyrim, it'll change the way you look at a video game. I actually really enjoyed it, and I didn't think I would.
Tommy enjoyed something, and it was good. What?
I did.
Is that legal?
But I was sitting there, and like when I first downloaded it, I played it for 5 minutes, and I just kept dying. And I was like, I'm done with this game. And then I think 2 weeks later, I was like, I'll try again. And then I played it for that was the only game I played for like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some crazy 6 months. Yeah, man.
It's kind of like Red Dead Redemption, but more freedom.
Gosh, I don't know how much more freedom you need from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, see, Red Dead Redemption 2 still has more. It has a couple different storylines, and you got your small side quest. But the side quest on Skyrim is like a full game. Like, you know how you have like you want to go out and just do something small. You usually don't end up like that. You do a side quest, it can then take 2 days to finish that quest.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a game in itself. So, like, you got to think, like, I played it for 6 months, and I only touched 10% of the game.
See, we need a button with Ron Simmons of the Alkalites going, damn!
Wonder how long that took to design. That had to be hundreds of hours.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know how they put that much storyline in one game, because one decision can change the whole outcome of the game.
Right. Creativity back when people had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or we started becoming pod people and shit. Same ones that are like, I want to live in a tiny home. Yeah, you're fucking retarded. Sorry. There's no way I couldn't even fit my collection in a tiny home.
Right?
Oh, no way.
A lot of people are switching to not even tiny homes. They're living in like vans now, and they see it as luxurious.
Well, the van life has been going on since the 60s, man.
Yeah.
Those pod people are the things that scare the shit out of me. Let's just live in a little pod. No, man, I'm good.
They're buying these vans and spending $14,000 to renovate it to be livable.
Trust me, it doesn't cost that much. You could do it for a hella cheaper, especially these days because, well, I don't know. That might not be true. We used to have 24-hour everything. So now I don't think anything's 24 hours because
even Walmart is not 24-hour anymore. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So since the pandemic, we're no longer allowed to have 24/7 access. What the fuck? But yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand how that's a thing. And we haven't got that back yet.
Nope.
I feel like that is a home for someone. I don't see how someone could have kids like that. That you have to choose very early. I'm not going to have kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I would rather just go out in the woods and build a log cabin than live in a tiny house.
Oh, yeah. Well, and like the van people, though, then it just depends because there's communities and whatnot. And then if you're not like tied down, you're just, like a truck driver, you're just on the road, but your home is with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, all those preppers with the multiple vehicles and all that shit that they do, hey, good for them, man. That's all good. But me, if the world's going to come to an end, give me a beer, maybe a joint. Hey, if I can get a BJ, great. And let's just watch this motherfucker burn. I'm like done, right? Like, fuck it. Just let's I got marshmallows.
Then it becomes a competition for me. How long can I survive?
Yeah, but then like we're all prepared for this, and then come to find like we trip off the steps, bust our head, and die.
Yeah.
Or even better yet, the nuke goes off when we're all asleep, so we never wake up. You just go to bed and then that's it.
Yeah.
That's
that is. I've had that conversation with my wife. I want to be awake when I pass. You only get to experience it once. I want to see what happens.
Tommy's the guy from Pompeii that's outside that turns into fucking the lava body that's still there. No, I want to fucking feel it, you bitches, and be awake.
I don't. If it's gonna be like that, I want to be asleep.
No, I don't. I don't care how gruesome it is or anything. I want to be awake with no pain medicine. That's one thing you only get to experience once.
Tommy's the mofo that's in the wood chipper starting with his feet.
So Tommy would rather be eaten alive by a grizzly than just die peacefully in your sleep, is what you're saying.
Well, yes, but that would be like the most horrible way because they eat ass first.
Well, yeah, they don't.
The problem of it is because Tommy wants all this, he's not going to get it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, grizzlies will eat you while you're screaming. They don't care. They just.
Yeah.
Most animals have the decency to kill you first. They will eat you while you're alive.
Grizzlies, they don't give a fuck. They're like the rest of us. We don't fucking care. We're hungry.
Don't they go like for your butt first and then work their way up? So like,
pretty much.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Ain't on my to-do list.
Like if I'm on a plane and I knew it's going down, like they said we're gonna crash, I'm opening the door to see if I can fly like Superman. I'm sorry, I'm gonna test that theory out.
All I can hear playing in the background is Tom Petty playing "Free Falling," baby.
Just flap those arms real hard.
Yeah,
it might work.
Don't forget your umbrella. Make sure you have an umbrella.
Yeah,
I would land on a pine tree where you just slide down the limbs.
Yeah, there you go.
You would land on the tip of the pine tree and you'd go in your ass and you'd be sliding, you know.
You'd be taking the pine tree.
Is that a star? No, it's Tommy.
Hey, that would be a new Christmas tradition. It's a figure of me.
God.
That's how Vlad the Impaler did it.
Right, and we stand with Vlad. So as Tommy,
yeah, there you go.
Real? That's how he did it.
Yep, right up the butt.
Yep, Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, Impaler
on a pole.
So
best Halloween decorations, 1475 to 1476. Vlad the Impaler.
I mean, anyway, that's what they say. We weren't there, allegedly.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I don't care. That's why he was so gruesome, yo.
Yeah. He had a very low crime rate in that country, I heard.
Mm-hmm. Makes you wonder though, like stuff we have heard, these stories and myths and whatnot,
right,
for the future generations that don't get told the same kind of shit, how far that it's lost. You know, like my kids know some of it, but would they pass it on, kind of a thing. And then in another 400 years, where any of it fucking even matter or even be relevant anymore, will it be completely destroyed? Where he was Dracula, you know what I mean? I'm sure it won't quite devolve, but thousands of years later, who knows? You know,
who knows?
We gotta hope for the best, and this is basically our time capsule to me right here. Just us having fun, you know, debating things, having fun, and making fun of Tommy.
So since I'm on the subject, I gotta tell you what happened to me this week, and y'all.
Oh, wait, Tommy, please tell us what happened to you this week.
So I'm working at a scrapyard. And I'm watching for fires because my brother's up top cutting with the torch and make sure nothing catches on fire. So out of the corner of my eye, I see a cat right there at a fifth wheel. Is this a little tiny little kitten? And then I went closer and it let me pet it. And I was like, oh, it's friendly. I picked that thing up. It turned into a Tasmanian devil and tore my hands up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And I sat that thing down. I was like, nope, you ain't coming home with me. And a guy walked by and goes, yeah, those are, don't pick them cats up. They're not tame.
They're feral, huh?
Yeah, feral cats.
Very feral. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll let you pet them, but yeah, they'll also bite you. And then if you touch them and pick them up, they're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
That
They're a lot worse than Will Ferrell. He's not quite.
Yes.
He won't scratch up quite as bad.
No, he doesn't bite as hard either.
But I've never seen an animal move that fast to attack somebody. That thing.
Oh yeah, they're fast.
Dude, I was waiting on your cat to bitch slap you when it jumped up there earlier. That motherfucker was there with the quickness, yo. I was like, holy shit! Like, cat's like, hey, fuck you, human. Although it is always funny when people are on camera with their cats and the cats moon them. They're like, hey, human, here's my asshole right in your face. That shit's funny. Not gonna lie, it's funny.
Oh, One Eye the cat.
Oh, Willie Brown Eye.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you betcha. Seriously though, Tommy, like your cat popped up out of nowhere, like, oh, bam, yeah. Where's my treat?
Yep. I've done made him fat, so he likes me now.
He's like, yo, John, where's my pizza? You know, yeah. Where's my lasagna, John? Come on, John. But my name's Tommy. No, bitch. It is now John. Oh yeah. Man, I think that's what I'm most excited for would be, Sweet Tooth season 2, because we should be getting that coming up pretty soon, I would think, towards fall.
But when I saw the preview of that series before I watched it, I thought it was going to be so tacky.
Dude, when you described it, I was ready. Seth and I were ready to just blow our own brains out. It's just like, no, I'm not watching it.
What is Sweet Tooth? Awful. What is Sweet Tooth on?
I'm not going to describe it.
Netflix.
Netflix? Okay.
Yeah. It's really good, though. Tommy, and he tried, but it's just the way he went at it.
It's a hard series to describe that.
Tommy's description made me never want to watch it, and I haven't yet.
Yeah, it was bad. So I took it for the team. I'm like, look, I'm gonna take it up the shaft. I'm gonna watch this, and if Seth's like, if Adam says it's good, I'll watch it. And I'm like, and I'm not gonna just say it to make him watch it because I wouldn't do that. So I watched it and I really liked it. And then when it ended, I was pissed because I'm like, man, I kind of wanted it to end like the episode prior. But then when they ended it where they ended it, it was a good place. But I was pissed that they ended it because you wanted to keep going.
It was a huge cliffhanger.
Dude, it was big time. And you're like, oh, man, because there's a whole lot that happens. And it starts off slow, but it's the good kind of slow storytelling that you want. Everything's explained. And it starts off now. Right here is where the story starts. And then by like episode 6 out of 8, I think it is, you finally get the backstory of what happened prior to where you started. It was beautifully told the way they did it. Instead of starting with a tragedy happening and then going there forward, it's already forward. Yeah. I loved it. The storytelling was great. I told Jez from Digital Pollution about it. He watched it and he ended up loving it too. So Tommy was spot on. It is a very good series to watch. Lots of storytelling, old school storytelling, not woke, none of this bullshit you don't want. Now, because it is a pandemic kind of thing was why I was like, I don't give a fuck about this. But then when you actually see it, it's not the same kind of pandemic because the child is the pandemic, or is the pandemic came and then made the child. You don't know. But when Tommy described it, it's like it's going on right now in the pandemic. And I'm like, that is the wrong thing to fucking say to make us want to watch something. So it's really not. But yeah, it was a good all-around story, and it describes things and it builds upon the characters, and you go and you go and you go, and then they stop and you're like, damn it, I want more. So yeah, if they continue that route, I'm all ready for season 3. If season 2 sucks, well, at least season 2 was really good. We'll see what we get, but I'm excited for that. There's no movies or anything coming up that I'm excited about.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
It would have made a good movie too.
Yeah, it definitely would have.
It would have made a good movie, but it'd been hard to keep. It would have been hard to tell that whole story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they did it as a series. Yeah, they gave them the way that they did it. That would have had to been at least a 2-movie telling.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have played well as a movie. I think as something on Netflix that you could just watch. Because do you know, Tommy? Because you just stumbled on it wanting to watch it. Because I think they dropped it all at once instead of doing like in between shit. It was just all at once.
I actually turned it on. I actually turned it on because I was wanting to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I wanted background sound because I had to sleep with the TV on. And I stayed up to like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, once you start watching it, you're hooked. Like if you like that kind of storytelling, you're hooked. And it is good storytelling. It's just it's good storytelling. It's written good. It's what we're missing in today's entertainment.
I started watching Westworld. Have y'all seen that?
I was gonna go back and start watching season 1 because I saw the first season when it first aired. The second season dropped, and I never really watched it. And that we're on how many now, Tommy? 4 or 5?
The 4th one just came out.
4. So yeah. So I was starting all over from the beginning, but I haven't.
I've seen the first season.
I liked the first season. I thought it was good.
Well, I liked the first season. The second season wasn't bad, but it just didn't feel like the same series, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I haven't started the 3rd season yet because the second season kind of like, I don't know. I'm at that crossroads where I don't know if I want to continue it or just leave it.
It felt like it derailed the little bit that I remember watching the season 2, which I didn't get through the whole season. So, but it felt like it derailed everything we learned in season 1 from what I'm remembering. If I'm remembering right, but I need to watch season 2 again. That's where I'm at. I gotta watch season because I've seen season 1 and I thoroughly liked it. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I was just gonna start from scratch. But yeah, I can catch up on 2.
They got the twist factor, like it's a twist upon a twist upon a twist. So,
although I did enjoy season 1, the idea of you go to this place and it's like the Wild Wild West, but not because the robots can't hurt you. I thought that was kind of a cool idea.
Oh yeah,
and it's an actual live video game. So as you're going and doing the shit,
did you watch the original movie?
Yeah, I own the original movie. It's pretty good. Yul Brynner, Richard Benjamin.
Yeah.
It's fairly good.
I watched it, but it's been so long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Based on a Michael Crichton novel, just like Jurassic Park and Andromeda Strain and all those other things he wrote.
Is anybody watching Jurassic Park? I've heard nothing about
I only saw the first one with Chris Pratt, and that was enough for me. Like when I guessed, because I seen the big whale thing, I go, that thing's going to end up saving the day, and it saved the day. I was done.
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't be able to guess the ending of a fucking movie that I've not even seen a preview for.
I've seen all of them, and the one before this, Adam, was garbage. I mean, it made the first Jurassic World movie look like Citizen Kane or whatever, or Terminator 2 or something. But the new one is not bad compared to the last one, in my opinion. But
gotcha.
It's at least it's got Jeff Goldblum, and I mean he's actually in it, not like the last one where you can tell they filmed his scenes separately in about a day.
Yeah.
But I mean he's actually fucking there interacting with people. So
right.
And they actually brought back Sam What's-His-Dink and Laura Dern. And
yeah.
they're in there. So I mean it's got that. I just wish they would have been in it more, but it's pretty vanilla movie. I mean it's nothing to write home about.
I think they've all gone downhill since the first one, man. The first one was
Yeah.
epic. The second one was a decent movie. It was kind of funny to see him
Yeah.
in California and shit. But at the end of the
Right.
day, it was an okay movie. And then by the time the third one came out, I was just like, yeah, this is it just, you know, it went back to
Right.
the original cast, but it just felt
Right.
too late. Way too late. And then the
Right.
Chris Pratt thing, like I said, I watched it. It was okay.
Yeah.
And I get it that they've made more sense. But just from watching that one, I tapped out. I'm like, I'm done. I don't fucking care. So that's
Well,
why
it's basically it's the Force Awakens syndrome. It's a soft reboot because they want to do the same movie. They want to do the same movie as the first one, but they pretend it's a sequel. They'll have a few lines in there, or something that indicates that the first one actually happened, but then it's just basically a remake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the second movie made sense because they were on Site B of the island.
Right.
And shit, right. So, like, to me, the first movie was just great. And the second movie, they went hand in hand because it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we get to the third movie and shit, it's like, again, life did find a way, but
I can't even remember. I always confuse the second and third movie. Which one has the Dino terrorists go in there and trying to screw everything up? Is that the second or the third one?
The second one was with Jeff Goldblum, and then there were people going in there to hunt, and they fucked with the guns, so they couldn't hunt the.
Oh yeah, that was one with Vince Vaughn, right?
Yeah, yes, that was the second one.
So,
and then the third one was where with the pterodactyls and shit, which was cool to see on screen. Again, the story was it was great to have old boy from the original cast and a new guy and whatnot. But again, at the end of the day, it was a good stopping point for me. Like, it's like, okay, I've had 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
One was the greatest. Second was the second greatest. And the third movie is the third. I'm done. And again, I like Chris Pratt as an actor. I would love to meet him. I think he'd be a cool dude. But I watched the movie and the bit with the fucking raptor and then, the whale thing at the end. And I did enjoy the gigantic camouflage, bigger than a T-Rex thing. But yeah, it's just that the ending of the movie was shit. For me, and I hated that part. And I never continued after that. I was done.
But
I thought they were done. Apparently I was wrong.
They're never going to be done.
Here's the wild thing about it is some people don't understand that that's not what dinosaurs look like. We have no idea what they actually look like.
Right.
If they took a chicken and just moved the bones around, didn't cut them or shape them or nothing, just moved them around, and they made a totally different animal. Took it and got it analyzed, and they made a dinosaur-looking animal and said, this is what this animal would have looked like. And they just proved their point that we have no idea what they actually look like. They could have been all in the ocean.
Right.
And that would actually make sense because there's the way the patterns of their bones and everything would be and how they have footprints. There's a lot of theories saying that most dinosaurs were in the water, not on land.
They kind of mention that in the first of the new ones where they're talking to the Asian guy, I can't remember his name, and he's like, well, we're making them like people expect them to be. It's like, we know that, most dinosaurs had feathers or what have you. It's like, but people don't want that or whatever. So we modify them the way that they're expected to be or whatever. So it's like, so yeah, that's a part of,
man. We gotta have Godzilla, yo. Yeah,
exactly. And they have some with feathers in the new one that are kind of cool, but
again, though, when this stuff comes out on one of the apps that I pay for, I'll watch it just because, hey, I've already got the app. I'm not going to pay money at the theaters to support it. But yeah, like I said, I was pretty much done after that one. I didn't see the second one, but again, if I've got access to it, I can't say that I would.
And the third one is kind of woke. I mean, because there are parts. It's like you're thinking to yourself, what would white people do if these black people didn't show up to save us, because there's like 2 black people in the movie. It's like I don't want to say it's necessarily what I mean. They're halfway decent characters, but there's like it's like they can't even open a door without the black guy helping them. It's like he's like behind the scenes, like helping them out a little bit or whatever. It's like these extreme. There's a woman pilot who's black who pretty much saves their ass, 2 or 3 times. It's like. But it's not overbearingly woke. It's just that element of it. But,
right. Well, and that's the sad thing. Tommy and I brought that up too. It's bad when you have to go through the degree of what wokeness version it really is.
Yeah.
Because there's so many damn versions of what it is and isn't. And,
well, yeah, you're gonna get at least.
So yeah.
You're gonna get at least a 5 or a 6 on a scale 1 to 10. That's the average. It's like so when a movie like Top Gun or something else comes out that's not woke at all, then
that movie was amazing.
Yeah,
y'all,
and I still want to see it. I've seen the first one for the first time a few weeks ago, finally all the way through, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm really looking forward to the new one. I'm ready. I'm
a great farewell to the story. Like
I tried watching the first one. I got about 15 minutes in it and was just like, no. I think that Iron Eagle was a better Top Gun movie.
Yeah. You got to go into with the right mood, Adam. You got to know what it is. You just got to kind of go with it.
I think it's a really good movie.
I've seen it on TV a million times, so I've seen the movie. I haven't actually watched it all the way through, not on TV. So that's why I said I still think that Iron Eagle's the better Top Gun movie.
Well, I like Iron Eagle a lot too.
But yeah, I was going to rewatch it. Actually, I think Amazon had it for free, and I was going to watch it. I got about 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I have fucking seen this movie from beginning to end so many times. I really don't need to fucking do this. So they also had Iron Eagle, so I played that instead. But yeah, both good movies. And I'm glad to hear that the one that they let in.
Right.
I stopped caring when they said they changed the flight suits because of China. I was like, fuck this movie, I'm done.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But they changed them back, I thought.
Yeah, they changed them back.
They did change it back, so they did listen to people. But I stopped caring about the second Top Gun movie once they bowed to China. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Well,
and then,
that's
they
the
did
same
fix
thing
it.
with Red Dawn. When they did that with Red Dawn, I did not watch the reboot.
Well, the reboot was okay.
Yeah,
with Thor.
Yeah, but they changed stuff, so it did. They made them. What did they make them this time?
North Korean this time. They changed that so they didn't hurt China's feelings.
Well, but at the end of the day, the first one was Russians, dude. So I mean
Russian, yeah. They wasn't trying to hurt Russians' feelings or something. What was
they didn't
I
come
thought
out
it was
and say
China.
they were Russians, or did they?
No,
I thought it was China.
They changed it from Russia, and then they did it, because that is a shot at the Asian culture. So that's who we were at war with when they made that movie. Basically, that was the enemy of the week, because it changes all the time. We hate the Middle East, we hate Russia, we hate China. Pick your communist country to pick on for the week, or the month, if you will. So it not having Russians in it was still a pretty good movie. It was a different telling of the tale. It was more modernized, so it was an okay telling. I didn't hate the movie. I don't remember hating it. I just remember watching it and being like, well, that was a different way of doing it, but it wasn't horrible.
I love the first one. Like
I had Swayze in it, and there's so many people that my brain's not going to focus right now. But Swayze was one of them.
The first time I watched it was in welding shop. We wasn't allowed to actually go to the shop, so we had to stay in the classroom. And the teacher was called Shorty. It was an old military guy, real good guy, but he would put on that, or he would put on Tom and Jerry whenever we had to stay in the class. He's like, we're not doing no testing, no paperwork. I don't do that kind of grading stuff. So we're going to watch TV.
Hey, if he's putting on Tom and Jerry, or your other choice is then we got Wolverine. Yeah, I'd have to say that's a good teacher.
Yeah,
Dude, Tom and Jerry is my favorite cartoon.
How can you not enjoy Tom and Jerry or the Flintstones? Like, that's the one thing I'm enjoying with some of these apps is that shit's in there and I didn't know it. So like I could just play Tom and Jerry cartoons. So when I was sick, I would watch. As I was sick, back in November, I was laying there watching Tom and Jerry cartoons as I would have as a child being sick but at 47, it's funny, or 46. It's just funny. Hell yeah. Love Tom and Jerry, dude.
Oh yeah.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons all day long, son.
But
Captain Caveman.
Why is it now they can't do it? But when I grew up, I knew if an anvil fell on my head, it would kill me. But we're not allowed to let our kids see that.
Again,
is there something wrong there? Like, I don't think there's anybody alive that thought, oh, that anvil didn't kill that cat, so I'm gonna try it now.
Three Stooges, bro. Like, right? We grew up with Three Stooges, and I knew not to go poke somebody in the eye and shit.
Yeah.
Take a saw. It's not gonna, it's gonna cut me. It's not gonna. Three Stooges. That was.
Well, I knew my finger sticking in the barrel of a gun wouldn't make it backfire. It would just blow off my finger. Like, and I knew that as a child. That never.
Right.
Yeah, but people aren't that smart nowadays.
That's true. Like,
they've dumbed them down to the point again. Remember, Tide Pods, bro. That says it all. They were eating Tide Pods.
Have you ever seen where people go and ask common sense questions to the public, and you're like, "Wow, I feel very smart right now." Have you seen them videos?
All the time.
I don't know. Maybe
they will ask them how many continents we have. When did the U.S. become the U.S.? And some people said in 1990.
Wow.
Yes, like it's some like horrible answers. They asked who the first president was, and someone said Obama.
Well, I mean, depending on what first you're talking about, maybe.
What a lot of people don't understand. Who was the first president? I want to ask y'all that. This one's a complicated one.
George Washington.
Yelnick McWawa, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but it was George Washington was the first president of the United States under the Constitution. But we actually had presidents before George Washington.
I used to know that. I used to know that.
It was more like governors.
And they considered them presidents.
No, they were presidents. I know what he's talking about, and I used to know those guys, but there were like 3 or 4 of them, weren't there?
Yes, there was 4 of them, and I actually learned it from Pawn Stars because someone said George Washington, he's the first president. He goes, no, he's not. There was 4 others, and I had to look it up. And
holy shit, that TV show made Tommy look something up, people.
Man, that show will make him look something up, but he won't look nothing up for us.
No shit.
But technically, Obama wasn't the first black president.
Oh, I was referring to him as the first commie president.
Because one of the first presidents we had, I think he was the third.
Oh, really?
One, he was mixed. He wasn't white.
Huh.
Yes.
Yep.
So
one of the first ones would have been more.
He's the first president under the Constitution. Yes.
Right.
Right. If you're just talking about the United States, he is not.
Right.
Oh yeah, no.
Yep.
No. And world definitely not.
Well,
but I always refer to Obama as the first official communist president. So
right.
Well, that Ketanji, the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown, she's the first black Supreme Court justice.
Yes.
How nice is that?
Except for all the other ones like Clarence Thomas and.
No, that didn't happen.
Okay.
But she's
fake
also
news.
The first one that's pro. How do I put this? By getting kicked. She's pro touchy.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, she's messed up in the head.
Aren't they all?
I mean, dude, yeah. I mean, we are literally living in the land of confusion by Genesis, dude. The video, that's us. It's just it's.
Yep.
The grass is blue, the sky is green, even though it's not. You can't argue where you're the problem.
I think if the Civil War does happen, Texas will be the first one to stand its ground.
And go back to
Texas or
Mexico?
Florida. No, I think Texas and Florida will stand their ground first.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion. And then, like, wasn't Virginia the first one to stand the ground during the not during the Civil War, but well, it may have been Civil War too, but wasn't it for American Revolutionary War?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I just watched that John Adams miniseries a year ago, so I should know that, but I can't remember. Has anyone ever seen that with what's his face? One of my favorite actors, and I can't remember his damn name now, but he plays John. He was the second U.S. president under the Constitution.
Right, under the Constitution.
It's God damn it, what is that guy's name? Paul Giamatti. He's always good, but he plays John Adams. It's a 6-part miniseries. I highly recommend it. It's pretty good.
I'm still upset that Ray Liotta died, man. That's still
that does suck.
That's still, yeah, man. That one's still kicking you in the nuts. It's just like, man.
There was a series on Netflix I loved. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But basically, it was every part of the U.S. either got nuked or was getting affected by the nukes. And you find out it was an inside job because they wanted to cause, they made a fake government and people started thinking that was the U.S. government, but it wasn't. And I'm trying to think, it was only 2 seasons. And it was great. It was a corporation that one of the biggest corporations. They've been like Google or something nowadays, but they caused it so they can basically become government.
It's basically like Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil and shit.
Kind of, but they didn't make mutants or nothing. What they did is they basically just collapsed the U.S. and thought they could rebuild it. And part of the U.S. didn't collapse. And I have to look it up, but it was a really good one. But Netflix canceled it after the first season because it didn't fit their narrative. And so the author wrote 2 more books to complete the story.
Well, it's too bad that Amazon didn't pick it up because then you got all 3, especially if the first season was pretty good.
Yeah. Amazon's got a new one. I think it's part of Lord of the Rings or something. It's called
The Rings of Power?
Yeah, The Rings of Power.
I heard it's a prequel.
Is it
It's
what?
awful.
I don't think.
No, they've just released a trailer. Someone was talking about it.
I didn't even think it was out yet. Hey.
No.
What's up?
Justin, man, you got a link, dude. Jump in if you want. I don't know how long we're going to go, but I mean, we're at the 2-hour mark now. If you guys want to call it, we can just.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go pretty much.
That's fine, man. I've been streaming since 2 p.m., so I'm good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I started last week. I streamed with a friend of mine from the UK, and he had so much fun that we went this week again because we were talking about maybe doing it about every fortnight, so every 2 weeks, or once a month. And he had so much fun, he wanted to do it again, so we did. And I had different people on this time from last time, and Brian the Observer showed up for a little bit. So I start streaming it too, and I don't stop till we're done. Because I did my stream, got off, went on with Tony TonDeff for his stream, and then left to come here.
So, if any of y'all ever do get the Oculus, because he just mentioned it, Justin did, play VR poker. you get like 10,000 chips to start out, and you get like a daily allowance. So there's still, you can still lose it all, and you have to wait. So there is like some motivation not to just keep dumping money.
Right.
But you don't have to pay for money unless you run out of chips and you want to still continue to play. But I've been playing that like crazy, and I've enjoyed it. You get to, you're playing with real people, and you can talk to them and everything. It looks like you're really there sitting in a saloon playing poker. So if anybody has an Oculus, download that. That's actually a really cool game, and it's free.
Nice. I got for the 360, they had a game called Texas Hold'em, and they had it where you could download it for like 12 hours free. So I did, and yeah, that used to be one that was fun because like we could all play, have a room, and all be playing Texas Hold'em at the same time. Plus, if we were all on the game system at the same time, we'd already be hooked up through the microphones and talking along with the other people that are playing around us. Because this is back 360 days, the Xbox 360 days and stuff. So.
Yeah. I like it because you can pick up your cards. Like you can do it to where you just pick up the corner to look at them. You can grab the chips and you can just throw them on the table. It's realistic. Like they got it to where you can smoke a cigarette or drink, or if you get mad at somebody, you can pick up your cards and throw it at them. So, but I like it.
You can flip them the ace.
Yeah, you can flick them the ace. But I like it because you have to be 18 or older to play. So you're not having a bunch of kids play with them really high-pitched voice or just learning to say a cuss word. That gets annoying real quick. Yeah. So if I know, Adam, you say you can't play it. Now with your glasses, can you see good?
I mean, through my bifocal, yeah.
Now, do you know with the Oculus, it's $35 extra, but they'll get your prescription and put it into the Oculus.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that
so
is pretty
you don't
cool.
have to wear
my
your
biggest
glasses.
issue would just be because of the one eye. Because that's like people don't understand 3D. They're like, we would do the 3D movies and shit. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work on me. And they're like,
I can't do 3D because I have a problem sometimes with depth perception where I can only see out of one eye.
Yeah, see, I only have one eye that I see out of, so like that shit doesn't work on me.
But
at
this
all.
it's not like that. But it also, if with you, especially if you do decide to ever get one, it's the next generation coming up because the lenses actually record your eyes and they move independently to determine how to best suit to make it really feel like you're really there. Like, you know how your eyes naturally zoom in or zoom out? Yeah, it will do that for you.
Well, you guys about ready to call it a night on here?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Tommy, you should download Rec Room on Oculus and join us.
I got Rec Room.
Okay.
Yeah, all this is like hundreds of games. You can play basketball, shooting games, stuff like that.
How do you join with people?
You just find their username, or sometimes like I got like 300 requests, and I've only accepted like 10.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll get a conversation with somebody, and they send you a friend request. So it's like a network too. And if anybody from Facebook has it, when you put yours on, it tells you, hey, they got it too, so you can jump right into their game.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you sync your account on Facebook, then yeah, it also networks you so you can hook up and play.
When you first got it, you had to have a Facebook account. You had to. But now they changed. They had to take it to court, and they got rid of it. You make another account now. You can sync it with your Facebook account still, but you don't have to now.
Right.
Justin, send me your gamer tag info, whatever it is, and I'll forward it to Tommy.
Mine's a red Tomcat.
Oh, or Tommy can just put it up there, whatever.
Yep. I got like 300 friend requests. They won't matter if it gets up there. It's like my emails. I got like thousands of them.
It's like Pokemon. Tommy's going to collect them all.
Well, what is it? Red Tomcat?
Yeah, red Tomcat.
All one word?
Yep. Uppercase red. Well, just the R.
CAT or KAT?
Huh? CAT.
CAT?
CAT.
Justin 860. There you go.
Seth, you really need to get one.
Well, I'm poor. So
I'm gonna have to bring mine up there so you can experience it.
I mean, I've played VR games before. I just,
Oh, on what though?
I don't know. It was something. There's a place at the mall that's got the VR stuff.
See, I played that, and that's what got me excited. But this one's a different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we getting out of here?
Yeah.
Bang bang.
All right. See you guys later. Check out all of our links down below. Coffee and Gaming will be tomorrow. We're gonna go back to Red Dead Redemption 2 because I need a break between some Uncharted stuff. I'm a little tired. Well, I'm done. I'm done with Uncharted 4, and I could jump straight into the 5th one, but I want to, break it up a little bit. So
understandable.
Yeah.
Red Dead's always good, and if not, you've always got the Mad Max.
I was thinking about that. I haven't played that in a long time either. But anyway, we'll figure it out. And check us out tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Check out all the links down below for Adam. Wherever he's going to be this week. Where are you going to be at?
Let's see. Yeah. I have no clue, man. Should be Monday, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Tuesday, Clown World Review for the wrestling. The Monday night retrospectives. Wednesday, Digital Pollution. Thursday, I'm usually pretty open. I'm not out and about doing anything. And then Friday, my channel, about 2 p.m., 3, somewhere around there, I'll be streaming. And then after that, I'll be back on with Tony and the Clown World Review, and then back here with you guys on the men's room. So, yeah.
Justin wants me to play Last of Us 2, but I'd rather put my finger in a light socket.
Well, if Justin's going to play and you guys are reversing each other, that would be worthwhile.
I don't think we can play together.
Oh, well.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Either working together or even against each other, Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm telling you, co-op gaming, dude, I think that's something we need to look into.
Infamous Last of Us 2.
Yeah, dude, I hate... The first one's great. The second one sucks.
Even if there's I think there's a computer, like it's for low graphics too, so anybody can play it. I think there's a poker game for the computer that's multiplayer for free. Let me make sure if it's still for free, and we can play poker while we're doing the show one day.
Nice. Tommy is more than welcome to do VR Coffee and Gaming.
I'll do it. Probably not Blade and Sorcery. That might get a little too graphic.
Well, whatever.
It's a little too much stabby.
Whatever. Anyway, all right. I've said this like 8 times. Check out our links. See you later.
No, don't trust China. China is